texted the wrong number during the worst night of my life, and the stranger who responded saved me in ways nobody who actually knew me ever did. I meant to text my sister. It was 1 a.m. My hands were shaking. I had just found out my husband had been lying to me for 2 years, and I needed someone to tell me I wasn't losing my mind. I typed without looking and hit send and waited. The response came from a number I didn't recognize. A woman named Grace. She figured out immediately I had the wrong number, told me so in the first message, and then said, "But I'm here if you need to talk." I should have apologized and closed the conversation. Instead, I typed everything, all of it, unfiltered, the way you can only do with someone who has no context for who you are supposed to be. No history, no image to protect, no version of myself to maintain. Just the raw, ugly truth of what I had just found out landing in the inbox of a complete stranger at 1 a.m. She didn't flinch, didn't offer hollow comfort or immediate advice. She just asked the right questions. Not the questions that made me feel better, the questions that made me think clearly. What do you actually know versus what are you assuming? What do you need tonight versus what do you need long term? What does your gut tell you when you remove the fear from it? Nobody who actually knew me had ever asked me questions like that. The people who loved me wanted to fix it or condemn him or tell me what to do next. Grace had nothing to protect and nowhere to be, and she just sat in that conversation with me for 3 hours until I could breathe normally again. We texted every day after that. I know how that sounds, but there was something about the way it started, stripped of all pretense, no first impressions, no versions, that made it the most honest relationship I had. She lived in another country. We never video called, never exchanged photos, never moved it to any other platform, just a text thread that became the place I went when I needed to think out loud. She was there through the separation, through the lawyers. Through the night, I signed the papers and sat alone in an apartment that was now entirely mine. Through every moment, I doubted myself, and every moment, I didn't. 8 months after that first accidental text, I asked her something I had been holding for a while. I asked if she had been going through something herself the night she told a stranger she was there if they needed to talk. She went quiet for a full day. Then she said yes. She said she had been sitting alone that night on the other side of something she hadn't told anyone about yet. That responding to a wrong number at 1 a.m. had given her something to focus on outside herself, and that it had mattered more than I knew. We had been saving each other the whole time without realizing it. I got divorced, rebuilt, became someone I recognized again. Grace was there for every step. We met in person last spring, 14 months after the wrong number, in an airport halfway between our two countries. I spotted her before she saw me, and I stood there watching a stranger who wasn't a stranger anymore walk toward me and felt something I don't have a clean word for. She looked exactly like I imagined. We talked for 6 hours in an airport coffee shop, and it felt like no time at all. Some people enter your life through the front door. Grace came through a typo at 1 a.m. on the worst night of my year. I will never stop being grateful I hit the wrong contact.